In June 2023, a chilling crime shocked a quiet village in the suburbs of New York. The Johnson family, a long-established farming family, was brutally murdered inside their own home. What made this crime particularly shocking was that the killer was their only son, James Johnson. The reason behind this horrific act? A will. James Johnson, 35, the eldest son of John and Mary Johnson, was known as a mild-mannered, reclusive man who worked hard on the family farm. However, when he discovered that the majority of the family's estate was to be left to his younger sister Jessica Johnson, James felt betrayed. He couldn't accept the injustice, believing he deserved more, and decided to take matters into his own hands. The Johnson family wasn't wealthy, but they worked tirelessly to maintain their small farm in the New York suburbs. When John wrote his will in early 2023, he decided to leave most of the family's assets to Jessica, the youngest daughter. This decision caused a rift with James, who felt left out and began to plot a heinous act. On the night of June 17, after dinner, screams echoed from the Johnson household. By the time the police arrived, they found the bodies of John and Mary Johnson, along with their two daughters, Jessica and Emily, all murdered. There was no sign of forced entry, and no one had witnessed the killer. The seemingly peaceful home had turned into a brutal crime scene. The case took a turn when investigators discovered John's will in his office. The will clearly stated that Jessica would inherit the majority of the family's assets, making James the primary suspect. While there was no immediate solid evidence, James's growing resentment towards his parents and sister became apparent. As the investigation deepened, police found that on the night of the murders, James had left the village. Surveillance footage showed him leaving the house around midnight, and his car was later found several miles away. However, James's phone had no signal during that time, raising suspicions about his involvement. 2 weeks later, James was arrested in a nearby town. During questioning, he admitted to murdering his family, explaining that jealousy and greed drove him to commit the heinous act. But one question remained unanswered. Was James the only one involved? Or did someone else in the family know about his plans but couldn't stop him? This case not only shook the community but also left a lasting impact on society. It serves as a reminder of how fragile family relationships can be and the dangers of unchecked ambition. James Johnson was convicted and will face life in prison, but the true extent of his motives continues to haunt those who were close to him. While Jessica and Emily lost their lives tragically, James will live with the consequences of his actions, a crime driven by motives that only he fully understood.